Hey guys, it's Michael Cheek. Again, today we're actually just going to do a quick little exercise on finger tapping. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can get this and other videos at www.mikesguitarlessons.com. They're at the top. Or you can go to, or you can email me at feedback@mikesguitarlessons.com if you have any questions about the video or other videos, anything you might have a question about. I don't just have lessons like these. I have a lot of song videos on there and other lessons to match these. So it's a cool site. You should check it out if you're not there already. Now, I wanted to just do a finger tapping exercise today that was appropriate for maybe a beginner or an intermediate guitar player. And if you don't know, finger tapping is basically when you're playing without using a pick. You can kind of mix it up, but essentially a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs, like, you know, things like that. Okay, I'm going to actually give you an exercise today that if you get good at it, it can sound pretty good, and it can really work with your timing between your right and your left hand. The exercise I'm going to have you learn is this one right here. I tend to sometimes play this different every time, so I'll just play it and you'll get an idea of what I am after. Okay, so. Now, you can drag that out, you can add frets, it doesn't really matter, but the essential idea is you're going to have 3 notes in a row, and they're going to play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're trying to get them to come as cleanly and as fast as possible. A lot of people leave out the clean, and I could have been a little cleaner there, but it's not going to sound very good if it's all muffled or just overshadowed by open strings, ringing or whatever. Now, first off, I've actually got my Line 6 amp, if you want to look at it. I've got my Line 6 amp there on the Insane setting, if you recognize that amp there, so that I have a lot of distortion. You don't have to have a lot of distortion, but it tends to help with this kind of thing. And you can use a pedal, your amp. You don't have to have the same kind of amp I do. You can use whatever guitar you want to use. You can even use acoustic to play this. It doesn't have to be electric, but it's typically something you want to play on electric. Now, what we're going to play are basically, we just have to remember frets. So the first set of notes we're going to play, and everything we're playing here is on this skinny E string. Okay? So this skinny one right there. Now, what we're going to play are these 3 notes at the beginning. Or no, here. Okay, now what that is 5th fret on the E string, but I get that first note by hammering, so I don't even pluck the string at the first. I just hammer real hard, and that note comes out. Okay? So I'm going to look at it again. I'll back up a little bit so you can see the whole guitar. Okay? I'm just hammering hard enough to where the note rings up here, so make sure you're not touching the string here. And I actually steady my hand by grabbing the outside of the guitar neck so my hand doesn't float around at all. But you got to make sure you don't touch that E string, okay? So that's your first note. Hammer on the 5th fret of the the 7th fret of the E string. Now, you're going to do a pull-off after that to make the next note come out. But before you do that, you've got to have this 3rd finger down on the 3rd fret of the E string. Remember, everything's on this skinny E string, okay? So, you want to have this finger, whichever one you're using, I like to use my middle finger, down on the 3rd fret of the skinny E string, okay, before you pull this one off. Now what I like to do is hammer this one and actually pluck it to the side a little bit so I re-pluck that string. That keeps my note going. So I go, okay, you can see I don't come straight off. I go to the side a little bit and I'm actually re-plucking that note as if I had a pick in my hand, okay. So my first note is this, 7th fret on the E string. My next one is a pull-off to this note. After this one comes out, I pull that finger off to open. So I've got 7th fret, 3rd fret, open. Okay? You want to do them 1, 2, 3 in a row. Once you get comfortable with it, you speed it up. Okay? If you screw it up, then slow down a little bit, play it clean again, and then start to speed up again. One thing I have to note, though, in this particular exercise, you're wanting to go highest note, middle note, open, back to highest note. So you have to make sure you don't play this 1, 2, 3, and then put this finger down before this one comes down, because we'll hear that note again. We don't want to hear that one before we hear this top one. So what you have to do is you got to go hammer, pull off to third, pull off to open, and you have to hammer this one before you put this one down. So hammer 7th, and then bring this one down and pull off like that. You see? So you don't get that effect of coming back up the neck. You just want all the notes descending down. Okay? Now the only thing we have to remember are the different frets we're going to use. Okay? So we're starting off with 7, 3, open. Okay? Then we're going to leave our bottom hand where it's at and move our right hand up to the 8th fret. So now we're going 8, 3, open. Okay, so alright, now we're going to move our bottom hand and not move our top hand. So our left hand goes up to 5th fret, our right hand stays in the 8th fret. So now we're going 8, 5, open. Okay? Then I like to go 12 with my right hand. I go up to the 12th fret, and I go to 7th fret with my left hand. So right hand's on 12, left hand's on 7. 12, 7, open. Okay? So putting it together and going slow, it's going to sound like this. Oh yeah, and I move this one. Okay? Once you get comfortable with that, increase the speed a little bit until you can go really, the sky's the limit. Depends on how fast you are at it. You can get faster than me, certainly, if you practice it. So it should sound clean, though, when you're going fast. Just remember that. Let me see. What was my? Oh yeah, my frets were 7 and 3. So. Now, what you saw me do at the end of it when I was playing it for an example earlier, I was just kind of messing around with the frets. Sometimes I'll keep the 12th fret here going, and then I'll change the frets that I'm using. I just use the dots, basically. You can use 7, 5, 3, and it won't sound bad. So you can go, and 2 if you want to. So. Play an open E at the end of it to, exclamation mark at the end. So anyways, I hope you have fun with that little exercise, and it's really all it is, an exercise. It's not a particular song. It's just a good exercise if you're not real used to playing these kind of finger tapping type songs. This might give you a little